welcome to Wellness with Terri. Let's get started. Inviting you to turn on some music, to find a comfortable way to sit, and to take a few moments to tune into your breath and your body. Sitting up tall or choosing a different position, whatever's right for you today. We're going to take some big breaths in and out, releasing tension from our bodies, thoughts from our minds, worries from our spirit. First few breaths might be a little loud, a little audible as we release. And then the next few breaths, we're going to breathe in what we need. So as we check in with mind, body, and spirit, we can start to breathe in. Maybe it's different every breath, what we need. Maybe we just need a little bit of ease in our bodies or our spirits. Maybe we need a little peace. Maybe we need strength or patience or even positivity. Breathe in what you need, breathe out what you're ready to let go of. Trying to make those inhales and exhales equal in length. Relaxing the jaw, around the eyes, and beginning a little journey through your body to release any surface tension. So start from whatever direction works for you and release. Soften. Become aware. All the while concentrating on that breath deep and full. And once we've moved through our body, we have the opportunity to set a focus for class, an intention we call it in yoga. It can be a personal thought, something for yourself, or it can be extended from you to the world or to people you love. Or maybe it's a combination. Only you can decide what is your intention today. So take a moment to consider as you breathe. And when you've found your own intention, take 3 breaths centered around the thought. When you've reached that last exhale, we're going to focus in on our neck and begin to move our bodies. So maybe you take your gaze with your eyes closed so you can feel the movement. Take it side to side. And taking that move to an up and down motion when you're ready. Everything should feel good, or at least make the movement feel good. So if it starts to not feel good, change it. Maybe ear to shoulder. And then invite in more movement for your body, your own way. Make it unique to what feels good to you. Roll in the shoulders. Move in that upper body. Checking in. Getting ready for a seated spinal twist. We're going to just take it gently side to side when you're ready. Holding it as long as it feels good, or inviting in that movement side to side. Going to add a stretch, side stretch, lifting up and over. Gentle with the shoulders if they're feeling stiff. keeping that as long as you need to, but when you're ready, coming back to center and taking some inhales up with a full breath in and a full breath out. Your own time. Maybe you want to invite in movement. Sometimes our wrists and our elbows need to move and loosen. And then take at least one of those to connect the fingers if you can to lift and stretch and to invite in a lean, awaken up of your obliques on the side as you lean out to the side. And then when you're ready, take it forward, stretch it out. Check in with your low back and your hips. What feels good here? Do you want to move? Do you want to rock? Do you want to reach? Or do you just want to hold still? Keep breathing those deep, full breaths. Make it feel good. And work your way up to seated. We're going to focus in on our shoulders today. So there's 3 motions you can choose from. The isolated shoulder roll. We're going to go both ways on all of these motions, or any of the ones that you choose. The second motion would be to take it from your elbows to circle. And then the last one is a full range of motion here with your arms extended. So choose what works for you. We're going to do 2 of the 3. Start where you need to today. 6 rotations each direction. I'm going to start with isolated. Continuing to breathe. You can close your eyes if that helps you feel that circular motion. And then go the other way when you're ready. Next, choose your second motion. Make it go both directions. All right, we're going to extend our arms out to the sides. Hopefully there's enough room on your mat and your space to do that. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. We're going to start with our palms facing down, but we're just going to flip. So it's open, close, open, close. Just warming up those arms a little here as we breathe. Spreading those fingers. One more time each way, up and down. All right, let's start with our palms facing down. We're just going to make some tight, tiny circles. So we want to fire up those arms a little bit here, reaching for opposite walls, pulling the shoulders down away from the ears. And then we're going to take that tight, tiny motion and go the opposite direction, toning those arms just a little bit here, but definitely warming them up. And now we're going to go back to the forward motion, and we're going to go bigger circles. And then bigger circles on the way back. You should start to feel that in your arms already. I am. Breathing. And now we're going to shake it out. Shake it out. Ooh, let those arms be loose. Let them lead you now. Just let them send you into a twist. Searching for that stretch across your shoulders. And from here, we're going to take it into an arm stretch. So when you're ready, draw the elbow away from the shoulder. You can add some neck by just gently taking your gaze side to side. You should feel that stretch through your arm if you want to make it deeper. You have options. You can bring it up and behind and draw it over, or you can take this arm behind and interlace your fingers on your back. Depending on your flexibility level, choose one that works for you. Breathe, and then switch. Drawing the opposite elbow away from the shoulder, adding movement if you want for your neck, and then taking a deeper stretch here. Beautiful, and release. All right, let's open up the chest and check in with our posture here. So we're going to draw the shoulders. First, we're going to lift them up, then we're going to take them back, then we're going to draw them down away from the ears, and we're going to either make fists, interlace the fingers, or extend the arms if you're able. Close your eyes, make sure the back of your neck is long as you're feeling that trench grow between your shoulder blades. You're pulling those shoulder blades towards each other, opening the chest. You might feel a stretch on the front of your arms as well. Make sure it's not an uncomfortable stretch. Make sure it feels good. You're sitting up tall, you're breathing. And let's release one over the other, coming forward now. So round forward reach. Feel that stretch across your shoulders. And then we're going to plug in the shoulders. And we're still going to feel that stretch. So we're taking them down away from the ears, plugging them in, holding them there, and then reaching through those arms. Maybe you want to bend this time, chin down a little bit or chin up. It's up to you what feels good to your neck. Searching for that stretch across our shoulders. And release. Shake it out. All right. Moving over into all fours. We're going to wake up our feet. So we're going to press through each heel and foot, waking up the back of the leg a little. You can do this from any level, from your knees, from a plank, from a down dog. You choose. Just check in. Sometimes there's parts of our body we aren't aware are tight until we actually check in with them. So that's what we're doing here with the back of the legs. And then we're going to add on. So finding your hips, we're going to swing it. Swing it side to side, make that feel good to you. You can go very deep into that twist or just a little one. And then add more when you're ready. Maybe a figure 8. Maybe just a circle. Stretch it out. And from here we're going to go into a child's pose. So when you go into your child's pose, you can keep your knees about hips distance apart, or you can take those knees wide, which is always my choice. Big toes together and sink the hips down toward the heels. Of course, if you need to modify this, you can do more of an extended puppy, keeping your hips lifted if you need to, if it's not comfortable for you to drop into this child's pose position. Take a few breaths here. Waking up the inner legs if your knees are wide, checking in with the low back. Just being soft for a moment. Maybe you even want to bring to mind your intention. And now we're going to add a little movement. So we're just going to reach our arms out to one side. It doesn't matter which one you start with. See if you can get a stretch through those extended arms, especially the one that you're reaching away from. And then move it to the other side. And then reach out way out in front. See if you can spread those fingers, stretch those arms up. Maybe come up even onto your fingertips and kind of claw your mat a little, adding some action to those arms. Beautiful. Let's walk it up. We're going to come into tabletop, checking in with our cow and cat stretches here. So lining yourself up, finding the base of your spine, lowering belly, raising gaze. Cow, arch up into cat. Really feel that action. Belly button pulling toward the spine, waking up your core, your abdominals. Going at your own pace. Inhale, cow, exhale, cat. Let's do 2 more. Nice big stretch. And now we're going to lift up into a downward facing dog that is more playful than anything. Just to warm the backs of the legs, we're going to press through those feet again, press through those heels. Thinking about what feels good to you here. We're still warming the body, so it doesn't have to be your best down dog stretch ever. Just wake things up.
And then from here, we're gonna find the power in our arms to walk ourselves back toward our feet, coming into a forward fold, back of the mat. So we've got soft knees here because we're not warmed up yet. So let's take a moment to check in with those feet and ankles again. Rocking on toes, heels, side to side, being gentle. Keep those legs moving a little bit without taking your deepest stretch yet, since we're not fully warmed up. Let's go halfway, stretching it long. Maybe take that gaze side to side. I don't know, but I'm feeling a lot of neck tension today, so I keep adding neck into my moves. Bending those knees, we're gonna lift up and start some moving chairs. So we're gonna go up and sink it down, up and down, sinking it back. Only going as far as it feels comfortable to you. Maybe rocking on your toes if you need more feet wake up actions. Sometimes change of seasons, change of locations, we change our footwear and it changes how our feet feel. So just make sure you're giving some love to those feet. Let's go 2 more. And sink down into a chair. So weight's going back toward our heels. We're going to lift that spine up. I want you to engage your core here and just let yourself sink back like you're sinking into a chair. Hands can just come to heart center. I'm really looking for a warm up of these quads here. And we breathe. Now we're going to try we're going to extend up. Reach, lift, straighten up to the sky, and then we're going to sink back. This time take your arms behind you. So into a chair, couple breaths here. And then back up, stretch, extend, lift, look up. And sink. 2 more of those. Inhale up. Extend, reach, spread the fingers. Send it back. And 1 more. Lift. Hold and breathe. And back. Nice work. Holding here. Taking it into a balanced chair now. We're going to bring hands back to heart center. Lift up. Whoopsie, lift those heels. Find your balance. Breathe. Feet are working, strengthening. Ankles are strengthening. Even though we're balanced here, our weight is still toward the heels, not all on the knees. Nice, lift it up. Pedal those feet out if you need it. Coming wide on the mat, coming into our sunflowers. So giving those inner legs a chance to warm up now, you might want to take a few up and down motions. Checking that the knees are going out with the direction of the feet. We're going to move into sunflowers, wake everything up. So we come up tall, inhale up, sink it down, bring it forward and sweep with your breath. One more, and then we're going to add some rotation. So choose a side. See if you can add some circular motion into your hips and shoulders, shifting your weight. One more this way, and then we're going to change our direction. So stop at the top and switch. Now, coming into our goddess. Sink it down into your best squat. Knees are still tracking like the toes, so they're not coming inward. They're going out, lifting from your
core, your spine. We're going to bring the elbows out and hold. Spreading those fingers. Adding a pulse if you choose to. Taking it down. All right, from here, we're going to hold the squat. Take our right elbow over our left, coming into eagle arms. So you can do the hug, back of the hands towards each other, or the full wrap. Pull the shoulders back and down, tilt those elbows away, breathe. Your option to hold this here or to add on with your legs. You could pulse it, you could even lift one heel then the other. Just make sure you're getting your shoulder stretch as you breathe here in eagle arms. One more breath. Beautiful. Let's release. Give those legs a break. Shake those arms out. Getting ready to do it again. Invite you to do whatever leg movement in your goddess leg position that you choose today. So it could be the same as what you were doing or change it up. Finding our best squat, lifting our spine, elbows out from shoulders. It's left over right this time. Finding your way to eagle arms, your version. Shoulders back and down. Tilt those elbows. Choose what you're going to do with your legs. Beautiful. Release, bring your hands to your knees, brace yourself. Take the knees wide, take the stretch now. Shoulder goes toward opposite knee. You can turn your gaze, you can hold that as long as it feels good to you. Switching sides when you're ready. One more time in each direction. Taking that stretch. Beautiful. Let's come back up, lift up, and either heel toe your way or hop. Center of the mat, shake it out. All right, little action for those hip flexors before we go into some sun salutations to warm things up. So we're going to shift over to the right, so if you need a balance, some help with balance, put that right hand on the wall or a chair. We're going to lift the left leg, coming into one-legged balance. If you need to give your ankle some love, you can do some rotations through your ankle. Let's open our chest and reach for the floor here. Bringing those arms into it. We're going to feel those triceps fire up as we breathe and hold. Warming that left hip flexor. Now let's bring our hands into heart center. Putting our balance right at the center point of our body here. Bringing our levers in so that we can balance a little easier. Let's take that knee out and in. Now let's take our arms up. We're going to circle that knee. And if you want to change your arm position, that's okay. Do whatever feels right to you. And then 5 the other direction. So whichever way you went, go the other way. Woo! Lost my balance. Happens. All right, shake it out. Let's try the other side. Shifting to the left, starting with our arms down, we're going to lift that right knee up. Breathe, balance, move the ankle if it needs it. Let's bring that hands to heart center here. We're going to send that knee out, back to center. Try not to lock our left leg to hold us up. Keeping a tiny bend if we can in the knee. Keeping looseness in the hip. Not locking it out. One more. All right, taking the arms up if you choose. We're going to circle.
And circle the other way. 5 more times. Beautiful. And release. Shake that out. Okay. Getting ready for some sun salutations. We haven't warmed everything up, but we're going to kind of do it as we go here. So coming into your mountain, spreading those toes, checking in with your body from the feet up, the right distance between the toes, the action of those lower legs is an inward spiral. You're going to feel yourself activate your core. If you are a person whose butt sticks out, tuck it in, engage your core, pull it in so that you're a nice spinal alignment here, neutral spine. We're going to find our breath, maybe bring to mind our intention, just taking a moment to center ourselves. We're going to break this sun salutation down. We're not going to jump right into movement. So I'm going to hold some of the parts to warm us up. On your next inhale, begin, lift up, take it down with a swan dive or just reach those arms out in front, whatever feels more comfortable. Coming into this forward fold, we're going to hold here. Doing what you need to do to protect your body. If you're not ready for a full forward fold, you can invite in movement. You can put a bend in those knees to reach the floor or use your block. Find a modification that feels good to you here. Searching for some stretching in the back of the legs. Looseness through the neck. Let's go halfway up, extend. So we're extending away from our body, making that trench between our shoulder blades, back of the neck long. Breathe in here. Beautiful. Take those hands back to the floor. We're going to step back into a plank. So whichever leg you want to step back with, or if you're ready to jump back, you can do that too. Coming into plank. You can do any level. You can take knees down, press toenails to the mat. You can go low if you need to protect your wrists. Coming into a forearm or a dolphin arm plank. But we're going to wake up that core. 5 breaths here, just 5 today. Lifting it back up, downward facing dog. So we've already done one of these where we were soft and we pedaled and we were waking our body up. Giving you time now to take it a little deeper, maybe lifting one leg up and pressing through the other for a deeper stretch. Maybe you want to add some other movement where you're kind of twisting your hips side to side, lengthening through the sides of your body, or maybe you want to stretch your back out by coming into plank, putting a huge bend in those knees and lifting from the sitting bones, just stretching it out. Find your way here, what feels good, and do it. All right, we are going to make sure our low backs are warmed up. So from whatever level plank you are, we're going to lower down onto our bellies. We're going to come into a cobra or something deeper if you want, but I'm going to start with a cobra, and I'm going to try to take some of that weight out of my arms and just come onto my fingertips. Open my chest, keep my toenails on the mat. I can feel that work here. I can feel the stretch across my chest. Elbows are in tight. And breathe in. Now release it down. Think about a second position. So it can be another cobra. It can be a fingertip cobra coming out here. It can be a sphinx. That's where I'm going. It can be an up dog if you're ready for it. Your body, your way. Here we go. Excellent. Bring it down, lift it up, downward facing dog. This time we're gonna hold our down dog in a balanced position. Maybe you already did, but I haven't, so we're gonna hold here. 4 breaths. Beautiful. Now find that right leg, lift it up, and your own way forward, whether you lower that left knee or just bring it forward, we're coming into runner's lunge. We're going to move up from our runner's lunge. So first we're just making sure of our position, the big stretch through the back leg. You can move it around if your hip flexors still need a little movement to loosen them up. We're going to shift that weight so it's all in our feet because we're going to need our core strength. We're going to need our balance as we move up into the next move. So taking some of the weight out of your fingertips, lift up, coming into a high lunge. Hands at heart center. Lifting that spine, trying to equal the weight out between legs so all the weight is not on the front leg. You've got the back heel lifted, you've got those hips pointing forward, and we're breathing. Challenge move, find a focal point, rock or step forward, one-legged balance. And then bring those hands down if they're raised. We're going to send this leg back into a warrior 3. Really working on extension here. Finding balance, but extending, straightening, breathing. And stepping it back. Crescent lunge. Arms come all the way up. Trying to find that big stretch along the left side of the front of the leg, along the left side of this arm. Well, both arms are stretching up, but I can feel more of a pull with my hip flexor all the way up my left side. We're going to bring those hands down, step it back into our plank and hold. 5 more breaths here. And you level. Pressing forward if you're up high on your plank. In your plank, lower down with control, coming into whatever feels right. Cobra, Sphinx, or up dog. Meeting me back. Downward facing dog. Finding balance here. 4 breaths. Thinking about your own way forward with the left leg to come into your runner's lunge. Get that left leg forward. Stretch that right leg out. Move it around if you need to. Putting the weight into your feet and legs. Big stretch for that back leg. And when you're ready, press it up, coming into your high lunge. Now we check in with hips facing forward, position of the knee, lifting of the heel, and the centering of our weight between those 2 legs. Breathing. Finding a focal point. This is a challenge move to step or rock forward. One-legged balance. And then we bring our hands in and we're going to work on that warrior 3. Extension. Send the leg back. Level the hips out. Try to keep your balance. My balance is clearly a challenge today. It's okay. Every day, every time we step on the mat, it's different. Work with what you've got. Breathe. When you're ready, step it back. Find your crescent lunge. Big stretch for the front of that right leg. The whole right side might feel it. Beautiful. All right, hands come down. We're going to rock it forward, coming into a forward fold. Taking whatever variation on this forward fold suits you. We're searching for a stretch in the back of the legs. If your legs aren't tight and you need a stretch in your low back, you can always reach for opposite elbows. If you need a stretch for the arms, you may want to walk your hands under your feet and then press down through your toes and draw up through your arms. Feeling that stretch? Take whatever works for you. Halfway lift, extend, lengthen your spine, maybe turn your gaze if your neck needs more. Bend those knees now and press all the way up, reaching up, interlace those fingers, lift. Now you might be able to take a bigger lean than we did earlier. Side to side. And release, shake it out. We're going to put it together into sun salutations next, but maybe you want to grab a drink. I'm going to check my time here, see where we're at. So when we do our sun salutations, reminder that you do them your way. So I'm going to go for 4 rounds, and I'm going to step back each time, giving equal opportunity for each leg to be the one that steps back and steps forward. But you can do it your way, okay? You can make it harder, make it easier. Don't do it at all, totally up to you. So coming to the front of the mat, checking in with your feet, coming into your mountain. We've already done this. We're just putting everything together now. So I will call out the first 2, and then the second 2 are going to be, you can ignore me on the first 2 if you're doing it your own way, but if you need a little help remembering what comes next, I will just call out the first 2, and then you do the next 2 your way. So mountain first. On your next inhale, lift. Work your way down. Halfway lift. Exhale to the floor. We're going to step right leg back and then left, coming into our plank. Pressing forward onto the toes, lowering down. Cobra, Sphinx, or up dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg is going to be the one that leads, coming forward. Then left. Then halfway lift. Back down, bend the knees, press through the feet, lift up. Back to mountain. Here we go again. Inhale up. Work your way down. Halfway lift. Hands to the floor, left leg, then right. Push forward onto your toes, lower down, elbows go toward the back of the mat. Cobra, Sphinx, or up dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg is the one that leads, bringing it through. Then right. Halfway lift. Back to the floor. Bend those knees all the way up. 2 more your own way. I'm going to add a jump to mine. Last one. We'll meet at the front of our mat when we're done in forward fold. If you haven't tried the jump, maybe this is the time to try it when you're home and no one can see you. Maybe you're ready for that. Maybe you're still working on it. I'm still working on mine. Holding here, halfway lift, and then hold this forward fold. Letting everybody get here. Shaking your head yes and no to keep that neck loose. We're going to move right into standing split. So if you need your block, Put it in front of the right foot. We're going to shift so that our hands are centered over that right foot. Shift the weight a little and take that left leg and send it up, standing splits. Trying to keep this right leg straight, straightening that left leg. Chest comes close to thigh and we breathe. We're going to move right into a balancing half moon from here. So be careful if your balance is challenged today. Like mine, take that right hand out a little bit further from the right shoulder. We're going to stack those hips so you can keep your both of your hands on the ground, straightening the right leg, trying to stack those hips, or you can bring the left hand to your hip and change your gaze. You can bring the left hand to the sky. Open the chest. Go as far as you need to feel like this is challenging you, but also feels good. One more breath here. And then we return, forward fold, shake it out. Might have felt some work on that right side. You can always go against a wall to really get that feeling of stacking your hips and opening with a little help from the wall. All right, moving your hands over to the left, we're going to come into the standing splits. Lifting that right leg, straightening the left, using a block if we need to. We're trying to keep the hips level and square versus the balancing half moon where we open, point the toe more out to the side. Right now we're pointing it down as best we can. We're getting close to our thigh. We're breathing. Now we're going to extend that left hand a little further out. We're going to start to stack our hips, opening to the right if we can. Hand to hip, hand to sky, whatever you need. Point those toes out to the side and bring that leg a little bit more to the right side of the mat if you need to for balance. Or use your wall and get the full feeling. Beautiful work. Hand comes down, right leg comes down, shake that out. Let's go halfway lift. And then bend those knees, going about from here all the way up. And release, hands to heart center. Beautiful job. Just something a little different today. All right, I want to go into one more balance. We're going to go tree. So use your wall if you need it, or your chair, but we're going to shift to the right, take our left toes out. Remember, turning that knee out is key. So we're going to bring that foot in and turn the knee out. Maybe we stay on floor. Maybe we go to shin, or maybe we go all the way past that knee, all the way up into the thigh. Try not to lock the right side. Get that hugging in motion. The best way to get the hugging in motion is to make sure you're working your knee out to the side. So if your knee is more pointed forward, you're not going to get that hugging in motion. You need to work on opening that knee out to the side and getting this to stretch out so that you can get that formation of being able to press in. So work your way up. Hands can go wherever they're going to go. Find your focal point. Breathe. If you want to move your arms like snow angels, to add some movement or to do anything different to challenge you, please do it now. Two more breaths here. And we bring it in with control if possible. And release. Shake it out. All right, move into the other side. So we're going to stand on that left leg. And sides of the body are different. So check in first with bringing your toes out. Is your knee going to turn out to the side, or is this your tighter hip? Maybe you have to make a different variation on this side to make this work. Bringing it in and choosing your level. Finding that Taking that knee out to the side and then finding the best hug in position you can, foot to leg, leg to foot. Taking it up into your full tree, whatever that is today. Adding movement or just breathing. One more breath. And we bring it in with control and release. All right, shake that out. Okay, I feel the need for a garland, one of my now favorite poses. So if you would prefer to do just a seated butterfly, bringing the soles of your feet together and getting those inner legs to relax from the seated position, or taking a twist, that works. Otherwise, finding the position of your feet where the feet can be flat. So for everyone, this is going to be different. You might want to come wide on your mat so that you have plenty of cushion and space. We're going to take it down. Try to get the feet flat. So if you have to go wider, if you have to turn the feet out a little more, whatever you have to do to get the feet flat first. And then we're going to get those elbows, if you can, tuck them in between the knees and use the power of pressing your palms together to open those knees wider. Maybe get them out over the feet. You've got to do what's comfortable for you though. You can fire up those shoulder blades here, make your trench, and breathe. Taking 2 more breaths here. All right, remove those elbows. See if you can sit back carefully. Okay, we're going to work a little bit on our core here. We're going to do some boat poses today. So, reminding you that in a boat pose, we're trying to work our core, our abdominals, and our core, but we're not trying to feel it all here in our back. So you take a variation that works for you. Let's just start with easy today, coming onto our heels. So heels, you can have a lot of weight in your heels, which isn't really going to do a whole lot for engaging your core and abdominals, or you can just go lightly on your heels so that you can feel that action here in your abdominals. I want you to concentrate on a nice flat back. Find a position for your arms, reaching them out, or if you need a support under your knees a little bit, you can do that too. We're going to lean back, but not round forward to do it. We want to lean back and engage our core. Heels are lightly down, and we're going to breathe. This is just first position today. So keep the back of your neck long. We don't want to be looking way up or way down to stretch that neck out in a position that isn't comfortable. And we breathe here. Trying to keep my heels lightly down on the mat, engages my hip flexor. I can feel that right there. All right, release. So, one other thing to watch out for, and I'm guilty of this all the time, is that my right side is my balance side, so I like to shift my weight, and I forget to use my left cheek. Try to get both sitting bones down when you do this, balance equally. So now we're going to take it up, but of course if you were challenged at that level, stay there. So taking it up can mean having hands underneath the knees or out, but we're going to rock it back and we're going to get those heels completely off the ground, trying to balance on those sitting bones, and we're going to breathe. You're going to see me wobble, because I am really trying hard to get on my left sitting bone. Beautiful, and release, shake it out. All right, so I'm going to give you some variations for this final one. If either of those challenged you and you want to stay there, great. If you want to work on straightening your legs completely out and either reaching for your toes or just straightening and having your arms out to the side, please do that. If you want to do a little more core work with movement, we're going to do one at a time, one leg out and then one leg in. This way, or you can make it even bigger and take your arms out and in. Okay? So I'm going to let you choose. I'll count the breaths. You just get going here. If you need to stop before I do, we're heading onto our mat, knees to chest next.
Don't skip it all together though. All right, here we go. Choose your version. I'm gonna go one at a time today. Keep breathing. Couple more. I want you to feel me in the morning. All right, take it back. Nice job. Knees to chest, roll it out, draw it in, hug yourself, hug your knees, whatever feels good here. Happy baby, we're gonna reach for those feet, take them wide, make it active now. Feet are flat like you're standing on the ceiling, drawing those knees down, pressing those feet into the hands, draw the arms up a little. So lots of action going on here. Maybe you wanna rock. We're going to take those feet together and send them up to the sky, flexing those feet. Hang on if you want to, or bring the arms down. Trying to flex, feel that stretch through the calf. Point and flex, circle, pigeon comes next, left ankle comes in front. So, you can start with your foot down and try to get your leg level like the front of your mat. Maybe you need to work that knee away and you need to work the ankle forward. If that feels good for you, stay there today. If you want to add on, you can reach around the thigh or even the shin. And for the biggest stretch of all, sometimes I will take my left hand to the knee and press my knee down toward the bottom of the mat as I'm pulling this left heel forward. So you have to find what works for you, giving you your best stretch. Two more breaths here. And then take those legs up. Flex again, hold. Point and circle. And now it's the right ankle that comes in front of the left leg, and we bring that left foot down to start. See how it feels to activate this foot and to press the knee down toward the bottom of the mat, lining it up. If that's good, stay here. Or find your way to whatever is the right stretch for you today on this side. Very nice. Inviting you to choose your own last stretch, whether that be arms out to a T, knees falling one direction, and then taking that to both sides, or bringing the soles of your feet together and coming into just a nice reclined butterfly for the inner thighs and the outer hips to release, to relax with gravity. You choose. Taking deep breaths in and out. If you're doing the back release with a sided pose, you may want to switch sides now.
Let's take one overall extended stretch here, giving you time to turn on your music. If you're going to do a little stillness and shavasana time, I encourage you to do it. I'm sorry that I cannot play music here. I would love to do a little stillness with you. Instead, I will invite you to turn that music on, to get comfy, to take a few minutes as part of practice. It's important to be still and to just be for a few moments, 5 minutes if you can. If you have to leave me now, I say thank you for joining me. Stay safe, stay healthy. Namaste.